इसी एक झूठ की वजह से मार्केट
बोल तो दिया। हेलो 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 हेलो, आ रही है आवाज़? सही है। नॉइस वगैरह तो नहीं है ना?
मैं तुम्हें बुला लूँगा. I request everyone to kindly take their seats. Please get seated. So we are on schedule. We'll start the proceedings. Good evening, everyone, dear students, innovators, entrepreneurs, honorable dignitaries, investors, esteemed partners, mentors, and everyone who have ever asked AI to finish their emails. A very warm welcome to all of you at the grand launch of what promises to be a game-changing initiative by Microsoft and FITT IIT Delhi. I am Ankit Saxena, your host for the evening, and no, I didn't outsource this part to an AI, not entirely at least. Artificial intelligence today is no longer confined to research labs or our devices being used passively. It has now become an active part of our lives where we are ourselves using the tools of AI in our daily lives. It has applications which is spanning across various sectors like cybersecurity, healthcare, robotics, telecom, agri-tech, education and skilling, and everything in between. So today evening we are gathered to not just celebrate technology but to witness the birth of something very special, an initiative that blends intelligence, artificial and otherwise with impact. So before we jump into the exciting launch and everything that follows, here's a quick look at how the evening will unfold. So we have with us Miss Aparna Gupta. Unfortunately, Miss Kate Benkin could not make it because of ill health at the last moment. So she had shared her deep regrets for not being here. But we have the entire Microsoft leadership with us. We are also privileged to be joined by Professor Rangan Banerjee, Director of our Institute, IIT Delhi. We have Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, Managing Director of FITT and a driving force behind innovation on this campus and otherwise. I now invite Ms. Aparna Gupta, Professor Banerjee and Dr. Agarwal to kindly be on stage. To formally kick off things, I invite Dr. Nikhil Agarwal to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, everyone. So as Ankit was saying that he was searching for ideas for AI, not entirely. I actually employed two AI, and of course one of them from the Microsoft and one of them for another company, less known. And I asked AI to talk to each other. And there are results which have come with probably more intelligent or less intelligent than a human being. But I will not reveal this tonight. And maybe I'll create a startup around it and apply for this incubator. So a few years back, people were asking about what is artificial intelligence. And many technologists here, including the Professor Banerjee, will disagree that artificial intelligence is a new phenomena. A lot of professors will say that artificial intelligence were happening since they were students in IITs for many years back. But for the normal public, the AI, and for the conversational sake, we can say the AI is a fairly new phenomena. In 2 years' time, the AI was, wow, there is an AI, and there is certainly a black and white to color TV movement. Oh, you don't use AI anymore. So suddenly the AI has become part of our conversation, part of our lives, part of our Ghibli's comic, and part of our email writing. Everything is becoming artificial intelligence. But the question what is now coming up is how good is artificial intelligence? What good are they doing only by producing some unwanted knowledge? Is the AI hallucinating himself, or AI is coming up with a more garbage knowledge what is already available on the internet, or AI is responsible enough for doing something positive? What should AI do so that it demonstrate the ethics the way the humans demonstrate the ethics? If something AI do wrong, will it be judicially applicable, and it can be held liable in the court of law? Those kind of questions are new coming up. So when we proposed this idea to the Microsoft few months back, and we were not sure, and also Microsoft were not sure that how this idea will take shape. And particularly from the stage, I would like to thank the whole leadership of Microsoft, Aparna ji, who has come from Hyderabad, Mrs. Somana, who has come from US, and all the Microsoft team for putting the hard work and making it happen in the less than 6 weeks time. And specifically, I want to thank two individuals who have worked day and night for making this happen. The CSR head and the public policy head. These two individuals have worked hard day and night in making this happen, and created this program. Today, what we call it Unnati Ai, AI for progression. And sir and madam, I must tell you, in the short period of time within this month, we approached many such organizations across the country, and many representatives are sitting here. For example, SIDBI, Niti Aayog, Government of Maharashtra, Ministry of IT, the Department of Science and Technology, and they have all agreed to partner for this particular program with us. So I must thank all our partners for coming together and supporting this initiative. I am personally very excited. It's the first time that national institution like IIT Delhi and a big tech like Microsoft are coming together in partnering something transformative, partnering something which can change the structure and created a template for years to come. So thank you everyone for coming tonight, and I look forward receiving applications, ideas, and support for this program for years to come. It's just a start. AI is not going to go away. Same with the human. We will be staying together for many years, for many thousand years. I think it's the beginning of our time together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Professor Banerjee to kindly address the gathering and welcome our partners and esteemed guests.
Good afternoon. It's so nice to see so many of you here today, this afternoon. And it's a great pleasure and privilege for me on behalf of IIT Delhi to welcome you all. We'd like to extend a warm welcome to our partners from Microsoft, and as well as in this room, many of you who are actually, some of you are people who've actually catalyzed the innovation ecosystem and are in the process of catalyzing it. And we at IIT Delhi really believe that we need to enhance our partnerships, and we need to see that we can actually make a difference through our ideas, and we would like to look at Delhi, the Delhi NCR region, as the innovation hub and a global innovation hub, an innovation hub that makes a difference in people's lives. So this, we had Mr. Bill Gates coming and talking to us about AI and public good. And one of the things that we need to understand is that whether we talk about healthcare, whether we talk in terms of climate change, whether we talk in terms of poverty, all the problems that exist in the world continue, and we are still struggling to find solutions to them, despite all the advances that we've had in our technology, in our knowledge, in AI. And I think it's a challenge for all of us to see that our innovation, our startups actually can scale and make a difference. So we have to identify what are the niches, what are the kind of needs, what are the ways in which we can impact society. And I think there's a lot of challenges, lot of opportunities for all of us. I hope the Unnati Accelerator that we are launching today can help catalyze many of these solutions and actually make a difference. We need new, fresh ideas. We need ideas that are relevant, that understand the kind of pain points that exist in society, and we need to create mechanisms to make them scale, to provide the financing, and to see that our ideas and our knowledge actually make a difference in the real world. So we at IIT Delhi and at FIT are delighted that we are starting on this journey, and we hope that we will have opportunities to work with all of you to make a difference. And in the process of making the difference, we hope we will create a number of unicorns in this space. So there are lots of aspirations and expectations from all of us. I hope we are able to, at this start and this launch, in a few years, we are able to show promise and we are able to deliver to the expectation that is there from this start. So I'd like to once again welcome you all and look forward to working together with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Banerjee. I will continue a thank you with a few more organizations who will be partnering with. We have Alliance for AI in MedTech Foundation from Hyderabad, which is a consortium of IIT Hyderabad, ISB Hyderabad and AIG Hospital. So we are partnering with them for the Punjab area. We are partnering with the Chandigarh University. For Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, we are partnering with ILM University. So they are the three organizations from the different states which has come forward in partnering with us. So now I may request Mr. Aparna Gupta from Microsoft India to say a few words.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. Pleasure to be here. I think the context that Ankit set up and then followed by what we heard from the two leaders here actually captures it all. This is the change makers room, and we are going to lead the AI economy in close partnership. So really, really look forward to this journey, and it's a privilege to be here with all of you. I'm just going to spend a few minutes on just sharing how Microsoft is thinking about this space, and obviously very, very excited about this momentous occasion today around Unnati, but also just give a little bit of context on how and what we are doing globally. So with that, maybe I will just, sorry, just give me a second. Okay. So I'm just going to talk about a few developments that we have seen even as I stand today. So starting with LinkedIn study recently, which talked about the top 5 countries in the world which are really leading the Gen AI revolution. Any guesses on which those 5 are? Anybody? Yeah, so India definitely is in the 5, but it's US, UK, India, Germany, and France. And the Gen AI momentum is definitely real in India. And so I think we have a real opportunity on how we take that forward. And it doesn't just stop in terms of our ambition and what we really want to do in the vibrant economy that we have in India, and even the energy that we have in the room. But it's also an opportunity in terms of trillions of dollars, whether it's the economy around it. It's also an opportunity of how we create the right ecosystem. So starting from research, very deep research, to recognizing what are the problems we need to solve, as Professor Banerjee rightly called out. I think technology as an enabler, and how we can kind of disproportionately disrupt or solve problems, whether they are in healthcare, whether they are in education, sustainability, what have you, right? And lastly, a part of it starts with our own enablement and skilling. And again, this is very recent. It was probably last week that Stanford actually came back with statistics around how India is taking a lead even in hiring for Gen AI jobs, right? And I think there's something in there for us to kind of continue and build on that momentum. And today is, I think, just another testament to that. So I'm just trying to. Yeah, so just coming to some examples I quickly wanted to share. As we all know, if you look at, what are we trying to solve, even as Microsoft, and our mission, even for more than a decade, has been to empower every person and every organization on this planet to achieve more. And what I want to draw focus today is on the term like the every, because that's even more relevant today in the Gen AI world. And why I say that is, and these are just some personas that I have on this slide, which is that we want to be able to enable a civil servant like Raghavendra Pratap Singh. We want to enable a student. We want to enable, a non-profit. So the last example that you see is of a visually challenged person who works for a non-profit called Vision Empower, and so on. I think the list goes on and on. So it has got to be inclusive with respect to every person and how we are able to make a difference. The second part of every has to also touch every industry, if you will, because I think there is an opportunity, whether again we are talking of education, we are talking of manufacturing, we are talking of even technology, right? How are developers going to code, right? What is AI programming going to look like? So every single industry is going to live this mission for us, and we couldn't be more excited in just partnering alongside each of you to make that happen. So with that, I just want to take a moment back, and I know that this room actually represents probably many, if not all of these pillars, which is that nobody can do it alone. The best way that we can move fast and forward is by taking the entire village and ecosystem along. And so if you just reflect on some of the entities, and these are just some examples that we have been actively engaging with, definitely not an exhaustive list. So if you see your name there, great, but if you don't see, doesn't mean you're not a key part of this ecosystem. But my point really is that whether it is the industry, whether it's education, deep research that comes from some of these education institutions, you might see Ashoka and some names there who were incubated right here. Industry, of course, bodies like NASSCOM, the advisories, and so on. This whole village does need to come together, and that will really make or break whether we can be the leaders in the world actually on this AI economy. And so look forward to actively partnering and building this and moving fast and furious forward. So with that, I just want to spend a minute on some of the initiatives that we've been doing globally, because this is something that we are very, very passionate about. And so what you see in terms of the entrepreneurship for positive impact, I won't read through the slide. The numbers are there for your reference, but very large ecosystem that we have been engaging with in terms of startups, because I know there are many startups in the room. So there are also a lot of learnings that we have basis those engagements in different parts of the world, which we are more than happy to share. But as you can see, the engagement is not just about funding, it's not just about credits, it's also about skilling, it's about connections where startups like yourselves can thrive. And so this is just a representation of this journey that we have been on globally, and we are more than happy to share some of those learnings, the successes, as well as some of the failures, so that we can move fast forward. And with that as a context, again, finally, why we are here, which is Unnati. And this is just very obviously, the next milestone in context of India that we are very, very happy to launch. So I would really want to applaud everybody in this room for getting us to this point. And as Nikhil also called out, this was literally done in a matter of few weeks, and we need to stick to that same momentum. Like, we can't be talking months and years in this period of Gen AI that is upon us at this point. So with that, I will just wrap maybe with a quote which I'm sure will resonate with all of you, which is that technology, end of the day, is an enabler. Right? I think we are not here to solve or work on technology for technology's sake, but we are here to figure out how do we solve some of the hard societal, industry, people problems with technology as an enabler. And that's really the journey we are looking forward to partner with all of you. And I'm sure that we will be standing here, as Professor Banerjee challenged us, to actually share success stories in the couple of years from now, or even sooner. So look forward to that. And so I'll end with a quick video, and thank you very much for the opportunity once again.
The pace of AI innovation this past year has been truly remarkable. But looking back, what stands out most is the incredible speed at which this technology has diffused. At Microsoft, it's never been about tech for tech's sake, but it's about translating innovation into real impact, one person, one organization, one community at a time. And throughout 2024, I've had the privilege of witnessing countless examples of this around the world. In Europe, cancer researchers are using an agent they built to automate administrative tasks so that they can focus more on what truly matters, their research. Manufacturers are addressing labor shortages by programming machinery with human language instead of programming language. And city employees are helping tourists experience one of the world's most ancient cities in an entirely new way. In Asia, aqua farmers are improving their fishing yields. And teachers are creating more engaging lesson plans in less time. In South Africa, a university has reduced the time it takes to enroll new students as they scale. In South America, researchers are now able to identify endangered species faster than ever as they race to preserve the rainforest. And entrepreneurs are helping people make healthier choices about what they eat. And in the United States, educators are finally turning the dream of a personal tutor into reality for everyone. Stories like these inspire me. They demonstrate what is possible when we amplify human achievement with technology. Because this era is not just about AI doing magical things, it's about how each of us can use AI to realize our potential. And I'm looking forward to how we build on this promise in the year ahead. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you again, and I'll pass it back.
So, as life, things don't take shape as you plan it to. So, I wanted to have an unveil presentation for the logo and the thought process behind, but I think you have showcased that in your presentation, but still, sorry for that. But we can all act like we are doing it for the first time again. So this is the official unveil of Unnati Ai. So the Unnati Ai logo, by the way, isn't just good looking. It symbolizes India's journey from tradition to transformation, celebrating grassroots innovation while embracing AI as a catalyst for inclusive progress. Think of it as a meeting point between cultural legacy and cutting edge tech. Now I would request Dr. Nikhil to kindly felicitate our guest, Ms. Aparna Gupta, for her address. Requesting Jaspreet, who will appear without the use of AI from the backstage to please bring the memento. Please come. Sir को दे दो. So as impromptu it may seem, we also have to felicitate our Professor Rangan Banerjee. So requesting Dr. Nikhil to kindly felicitate Professor Banerjee. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I request the dignitaries to kindly step down from the dais. Thank you. So we are right on schedule. So I'll share something which had happened as we were planning this event. So we planned that we'll invite people from all sectors, government bureaucrats, decision makers, people who are shaping the innovation ecosystem in the country, and industries who are providing their thought process to these government agencies, think tanks who are becoming part of the ecosystem for innovation in the country. And there was a laundry list of 17, 18 people whom we wanted to invite for this launch, and all of them agreed. So now we'll deep dive into 2 panel discussions, and we request you to kindly take interest in these 2 panel discussions also. So these are all heavyweights of the deep tech ecosystem which we have in the country. So to start with the first panel discussion, I would request Dr. Paneer Selvan Madan Gopal, CEO of Mighty Startup Hub, to kindly come on stage, and also request my team to kindly set up the stage accordingly so that we can accommodate 6 speakers. Neha, we want 6 seats on the table, on the stage. Thank you. So again, AI is playing its role backstage. So I'll quickly share another insight on a lighter note. So we wanted to fill the auditorium as usual, that we want relevant stakeholders, students, innovators to come for such kind of an event, so that they know that we are doing something different with Microsoft. And we opened the registration. We wanted to target 200 people, and we received 700 registrations. So that was another challenge to handle. So there is another setup which is just at the reception of the RNI Park, where we are live streaming the sessions which are being organized here. Yeah. So we are 2 seats less and no more insights from my side to share with you as of now. So I think we can have the panelists from the first panel discussion on stage now. So Dr. Paneer Selvan Madan Gopal, CEO, Mighty Startup Hub. Mr. Satya Prakash Singh, Chief General Manager, SIDBI. Mr. Varun Singh from Healthcare Division, Niti Aayog. Dr. Rakesh Kalapla, Alliance for AI in MedTech Foundation and AIG Hospitals. Mr. Pankaj Jain, Site Leader, Microsoft Noida and Partner Director, Office Product Group, Microsoft. And the session will be moderated by Mr. Mohit Bhasin, Global Strategy Head for KPMG. So Mohit, over to you. You have very big shoes to fill in with the kind of thing that I have done now.
Thank you, Ankit. I understand the pressure and the stress you must have gone through in putting this together, and we all can feel that now. I'll try to, pacify or help that. Thank you so much, everyone. Good evening. My name is Mohit Bhasin. I'm a partner with KPMG. I lead the economic growth practice globally, but what is more relevant is we do some heavy lifting for the government. We run some of the government program, and today possibly one contextual example I can say is that as KPMG we run the Startup India from day one. So that brings me closer to the whole discussion. And thank you so much the entire IIT Delhi team and Microsoft for putting this beautiful initiative together. I mean, I personally feeling it very much thankful because the contribution what you all are making collectively together is certainly going to help us as a country in amplifying our aspiration to be a much more bigger startup nation with the intent of bringing the innovation. So what has happened, if you see in the last 9 years, it's just 9 years when this entire initiative of Startup India was launched by Government of India, we have been able to move that needle a little bit. When I say little bit, it means that the entire spirit of entrepreneurship is a very home-grown or home-based phenomena. It's not something which anybody can, not think of. Even I was in IIT Delhi 2 weeks back, and it was full of all the college students, and I asked one simple question: how many of you actually want to become an entrepreneur once you graduate from your college? At least 70% of that hall raised their hands, which I in my college days would not have thought of. We would have definitely gone for a job. So that's a big change of mindset which is happening. And when I say the startup is moving, that means the entire spirit of innovation is also becoming 10x, right? That's the big impact which you are creating, and especially the initiative which all of you are bringing here at this hub of innovation, technology, which is IIT Delhi and Microsoft coming together. It's something I personally feel can really create a 10x impact. So with this, I would like to welcome all of my panelists, Mr. Paneer Selvam Madan Gopalan, CEO of Mighty Startup Hub. We all know Mighty does not need an introduction, but still for someone who is new, Mighty is the Ministry of Electronics, which look after the entire tech part of Government of India, and the startup initiative is helping us amplify the tech side of the entrepreneurship. We have Mr. Singh, Chief General Manager of SIDBI. If anybody can even think of not knowing SIDBI, you possibly will not get fund. Because SIDBI has played, see, I can very comfortably talk about the role which SIDBI has played, and you all must have heard about the fund which SIDBI owns, which was 10,000 crore, and another 10,000 crore is in making. Now, what is important here is that SIDBI has been a big multiplier in amplifying the ecosystem, what we call it as 120 unicorns today. Why? When a 10,000 crore fund was successfully deployed, as per our statistics, it has created a 10x multiplier. It has created an additional corpus of 90,000 crore. Had that not been generated, had that not been deployed, things would have gone altogether different. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for bringing that whole thought process. We have Mr. Varun Singh from Unnati Ai, and Unnati Ai is definitely our think tank. They help the entire country. They help even the client I'm representing, let's say DPIIT, which is Ministry of Commerce, help us think together a lot more in terms of what we should be doing it. Then I am joined by Mr. Dr. Rakesh Kalapala, the Alliance for AI in MedTech Foundation for the AIG Hospital. So actually bringing the entire thought process of the use case. I mean, because we are talking about subject which is healthcare and education. Then I have Mr. Pankaj Jain, the site leader for IDC Microsoft Noida. Welcome, Pankaj. Let me then quickly jump into the main conversation. So what are we trying to look at? The kind of sectors we are talking about is absolutely the sectors which can do the massification of the impact. It can completely transform the way we use technology and adopt technology. So my first question, and then I'll go with my colleagues from yourself, and then go one round to just pick your thought process, that how can AI be harnessed to bridge the entire healthcare and education divide, especially when we are looking at a large complex geography like India, and especially how it can really help us the rural India. And I definitely have noticed some of the use cases or the personas which I just noted. Please.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for inviting me here. And as our host said, the reason we all are here because it's IIT Delhi. My rank was not good enough to get into the college, so this was a good opportunity for me to come. Acknowledgement. So to your question, I would say that AI, first of all, it's creating a level playing field for all of us when you think from business perspective. Right now, there is no difference. Everyone has equal opportunity, whether you are sitting in a rural area or you are sitting in a global platform. So that is the first thing. Now, when it comes to health, I think there are two main challenges that industry or any health solution provider is facing. One is about the reach. If you look at, I'm not economist, but I try to look at some of the numbers. Today, more people have a smartphone than they have access to healthcare. More people have access to a smartphone, or students have access to a smartphone than they have access to schools. This is the reality of today. So if you look at why we are set up so well for three platform or three pillars that has already been established, and a lot of thanks to government organization. Those three pillars are: people have access to a smartphone device. Second, people have access to internet. And third, people have access to social media, which make them digitally literate. With this three platform, it's easier for us to bring any AI tech to the end users. Now, that is the consumer side of the story. The other side of the story is there are a lot of complex problems that we are still dealing with. For example, analyzing a protein, sometimes it takes 3 years, which is now possible doing much faster. My own, recently I have to gone through my own DNA analysis because of some specific disease. It used to take 6 months to figure out what is the problem or a specific issue. It's my personal example where we were able to, rather than 6 months, with my recent report, we were able to finish same thing in 45 days. So these are some of the, from business side, from tech side, and from consumer side. I think as a society, we are very much ready to adopt AI, and some of the complex problem can be easily solved through AI.
Interesting. Thank you. So, what's your thought and what's Smithi's thinking around these two topics?
Well, congratulations to Microsoft and FIT Delhi. I think bringing this to this partnership is very important, especially in the AI for social good space. I think one of the aspects, the philosophy that I believe any technology needs to improve quality of life of people. I think that's the underlying principle, and I think I can see that essence really showing up in Unnati. From a MIT's perspective, we clearly have a very clear agenda that three aspects. One is, of course, deep tech will be a very strong level playing ground, bringing a lot of focus on improving quality of life as well as access to healthcare, education, everything that we spoke about. The second one is also broad-basing this whole to tier 2, tier 3 cities. It's the entire journey of innovation and entrepreneurship kind of revolves around the top 8, 10, 15 cities today. But we are really keen on taking this beyond the tier 1 cities, and tier 2, tier 3 cities is actually very, very critical. The third aspect, the third pillar that we are looking at is what we call inclusive tech, and I saw some glimpses of that as well. Under inclusive tech, there are three sub-points that we are looking at. The first and foremost is women in deep tech. I think that's something which we are very critical, very keen on, and we are going to drive that. The second sub-pillar is about vernacular tech, because even we spoke about the access to phones and rather than education. So we today feel at least the first level of tech understanding and tech learning can come in their own vernacular language, which is very critical. And India being a country of diverse languages. The third aspect is about assistive tech. At the end of the day, it is critical because today, largely we kind of synonymize assistive tech with tech for specially able people. But if you're using, any Siri or Alexa or any kind, we're already using assistive tech. And, keeping in mind, today, again, we are a nation of young population, but another 8-10 years, our demographic graph will be slightly different. About 12 to 15% or even 18% of our population will be above the age of 60. So assistive tech, geriatric tech, these are areas that we really want to keep in mind. We work with the Horizon 1, which is deep tech, and tier 2, tier 3 cities, and Horizon 2, which is all of the other inclusive tech and other areas we spoke about. So, and I'm very, very pleased to see Microsoft coming in partnership with the FIT Delhi, because I always keep saying, there are only two large customer groups for startups. One is the government, and second is the corporate. I think, and government is doing their bit, but corporates also need to really try to see how we can engage. And in the recently concluded Startup Mahkumbh, I kind of coined a new CSR, which is the new CSR stands for Corporate Startup Responsibility, right? I think it is important for every large corporate to be a parent to a young startup. It is important for large, I'll tell you a quick small story. How many of you have heard of Kevin Care as a company? Is a young, it's a FMCG company from the south, and when Kevin Care launched, they were probably distributing their products in parts of Tamil Nadu and parts of Andhra. The real inflection point for Kevin Care came when Godrej, which is probably 25-30 times large company than Kevin Care, chose to distribute their products in other markets in the country, right? And that changes the whole game. So young startups need to kind of collaborate with large corporates and co-create their products and solutions. At the same time, large corporates need to look at young startup as their responsibility. And this is a very pleasing, kind of a platform for me to see Microsoft kind of taking up this role. So congratulations to them as well.
Thank you so much. The entire thought process of inclusiveness is really, really impressive. Thank you so much. Varunji, what's your thought from the Unnati Ai? What can we looking further?
In India, basically, the artificial intelligence market is estimated or projected to grow or touch the 70 to 20 billion dollar by 2027, and this is as per the report of the NASSCOM and BCG published in 2024. And I would like to congratulate FITT team and leadership for providing a pillar named Unnati Ai, which will certainly be very helpful and support the AI ecosystem in India. Niti Aayog is very proactive in supporting the startup through MedTech Mitra program of ICMR. We have Atal Innovation Mission. We are supporting the startup otherwise also in one-to-one discussion by providing them, supporting them in funding, etc. So this initiative will certainly help not only in India but across globe to make India as a global hub for artificial intelligence. So thank you for that. What I think that with the growing use and development of and deployment of artificial intelligence in India or in other country, we need to ensure that we are using safe and responsible AI in the market, and safe and responsible use of artificial intelligence should be the front and center of any artificial intelligence initiative, and we will be supporting that. Secondly, artificial intelligence, we need to ensure that we are using the ethics concept in the artificial intelligence. We should follow the AI ethics so that we are sure that artificial intelligence, what we are using, they are reliable. What they are interpreting using the training data, they are providing the good result and valid result. So validation is another important area. Third, they must be accountable, and the privacy of the patient and everyone should be maintained. So these are the some gaps that we need to focus on. Further, we are talking about an inclusive agenda. And to achieve the inclusiveness in any program, for example, in health and education, immunization program is very important, where we are focusing on school children and health both. So second is One Health program, where we are targeting human health, animal health, and environmental health. For that, we need to integrate the platform, digital platform, we need to integrate the artificial intelligence. So for that, interoperability is very important, so that we need to consider that. Secondly, from education sector, we have in India, we have 22 official languages and more than 1600 dialects. So education system is also backed by socio-economic and regional variation, and that shapes the education system in India. So while developing any edtech solution, we must recognize the need of the culturally supported artificial intelligence that should be localized, that should fulfill the localized need of the student and must be adaptive in nature. Third, language translation is certainly help to bridge the gap between urban and rural disparity. School and college, what I feel that Unnati AI will support the school and college in building innovation hub, but not only innovation hub, but it should support in teaching and both limitation as well as usage of artificial intelligence in India, so that young mind can use the artificial intelligence more responsibly. So thank you.
Thank you so much for helping us paint the strategic thought process from the health, from the education side, and how it can be done. Things that all were waiting for your thought process in terms of how can we really look from the commercial side of it.
Yeah, obviously. In fact, you see, this is a time, I mean, congratulations to Microsoft and FITT for joining this, and this is appropriate time to, I think, accelerate this kind of effort. The reason is the kind of emphasis which is being laid from the government sector. A couple of, initiative which government has announced in past 6 months, just I would like to count. You see, this 20,000 crore which has been allocated in the budget for R&D purpose, research and development. In fact, now India is looking forward to emerge as a product-based economy, and second, bringing solution with the deep tech to the common problems. These are the two major emphases which Government of India has laid. And in the current budget itself, you see total money which has been allocated by various ways aggregates to approximately 50,000 crore, which is going to flow from the private sector to public sector. This 20,000 crore which has been allocated is fully dedicated to the corporate sector to channelize these kind of research, right? So and the modalities are being worked out, money is going to flow to you. 10,000 crore which Government of India has allocated, there is a separate allocation for this kind of innovation which should come out. So, and the deep tech fund which is again going to be launched with 10,000 crore, that is again going to be dedicated for this sector. So perhaps this is the best time to work into these areas. I think the time is, two aspects I would like to talk about. Whenever a sector evolves, there would always be initial discussions that they should be ethical and something like that. But as we have seen, as the sector grows over a period of time, the regulations come in force and there is a orderly growth of the sector. Perhaps we are in that phase where right now the regulations should not be to that extent that it should not encourage the innovation. Let innovation take place, things will be setting right over a period of time. The biggest thing is perhaps from the innovator side, from the startup side, is that they have to see that the ethical governance in the business. I would like to take this opportunity. You see these small events which is taking place, which is either by way of Go Mechanic or Gensol and all that, is spoiling the whole ecosystem. Perhaps right now, from the innovator side, from the entrepreneur side, from the those researchers who are doing, they have to see that whatever business, whatever area they are choosing, genuine business failure is always appreciated by the bankers, by the investors, and by everyone. But perhaps this kind of, wherever there is a misgovernance, that is the most serious problem. And we as a government officers are responsible for many things, and we have been going and explaining many times to government. Perhaps it's our collective responsibility, wherever, in whatever capacity we are, whether we are an educational institution or an innovator or a funder or anyone, perhaps it is our responsibility to teach each and everyone that failing is not a bad thing. Now that ecosystem and that culture is now setting in, where the genuine failures are well appreciated, but these kind of mishappenings are spoiling the thing. So I am saying, as far as the funding options are concerned, massive funding option is going to flow. And I, as a single largest domestic capital provider to the research, innovation and the startup ecosystem, I am seeing the coming 10-year period, India will be absolutely at a different platform. The kind of capital flow which is going to take place from the public sector and the public will. You would have heard in Startup Mahakumbh, Honorable Minister said, perhaps the first phase of startup ecosystem which has been built in India has eased the life of people. Ultimately now, all panelists are talking about, now even in the remotest corner of the village, the person is having a smartphone and he is utilizing all those services for which he was running to his tahsil, to the railway station for booking the ticket, to anything. Today he is doing by sitting at his home, and the delivery of goods is taking place to in the remotest corner of the country. Perhaps the second phase now of a startup is going to start, and perhaps that phase will be led by this kind of deep tech innovations which will be taking place in AI, which will be taking in the form of hardware-based technological products which India would be evolving. And in next 5 years, the kind of capital which is going to, and the speed with which we are working, perhaps this kind of things are going to take shape.
Thank you so much, Singh sir. I could agree more. The way we have improved our productivity level, either by the mobile tech related services, fintech related services, we have definitely become far more productive as a nation, which means we can utilize our time somewhere else, which means we can generate more wealth as a country, and definitely we are talking about $30 trillion economy by 2047 is the number we are looking at. Dr. Pankaj, Dr. Rakesh, sorry, just please help us understand from the hospital perspective, how do you see this benefiting you and eventually benefiting your eventual customers or the people who are coming for treatment?
Yeah. So first of all, let me thank Nikhil, FIT team, and the IIT Delhi for having me here. I think I'm the odd man out with the technocrats and bureaucrats surrounding me. But let me tell you the experience what we have had in this industry. So as you said, the use cases. So greetings from AAG Hospitals, and we are a 1,000-bed hospital back in Hyderabad. And we have a center for artificial and innovation, probably the first center in any hospital in this country. We have a CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, with 10 data analysts and scientists. So I think the base for any hospital to grow up is you need an ecosystem to develop, which is very important. And I am sure 90% of the management in the hospital in this country say no further, because they'll obviously ask what is ROI, which you should not. Panisaram will agree with this. So when we started this, we had all these guys, and then, see, I'll tell you the immense strength, this potential this country has is data. The volumes what we have will make a difference in any part of the healthcare in terms of AI, both in digital AI as well as the medtech AI. But we have super smart people who have to come. But only thing is, everything happens in silos here. See, the biomedical engineers will be working in the tech institutes, the AI engineers in the other institutes, doctors elsewhere in their theaters. So this country needs a platform where all work together, where you have the biomed engineers, AI engineers, doctors. Then only you will get fruitful solutions. That is number one. I'll tell you because, as Nikhil told, the AIM Foundation is a consortium between us, Indian School of Business Hyderabad, and IIIT Hyderabad, and of course IIT Delhi joining. So we started working on, and then they come to our theaters, we go to their labs, and then we have the technology transfer enabling. Trust me, I am not exaggerating. We had 9 AI models in the last 8 to 9 months, and out of which 2 have been rolled out to at the community level, where we have an app for monitoring nutrition for pregnant mothers in the rural area population. The government of Telangana and AP have taken it up. And we have a fatty liver prediction, which again is an AI model, which costs around 300 rupees vis-a-vis instrument which is 1.2 crore and 5,000 to 6,000 rupees per investigation cost. So we have cracked that. I mean, I'm telling you the use cases and living examples. So what I'm trying to emphasize or tell all the big people here from technology and government background is, you tap the right potential, give the right support to all these who are trying to do, and then I'm telling you it's going to be wonders. In fact, people across, we have collaborations with the Johns Hopkins, Mayo, and elsewhere across the world. But they look upon us. The industry leaders like Olympus, Boston Scientific, Fujinon, Pentax, they come, they literally plead for our data. So I'll tell you one more before I conclude. They literally beg for the data. So what happened 2-3 years before, there's a very famous gastroenterologist who's a professor of gastroenterology in Vancouver University, Canada. So he called me and Dr. Reddy. He told, docs, I want your data for 200 cases so that we will publish and then we'll do big things. So we gave the data. Then he published in 2 peer-reviewed top journals in the world. Then mine and Dr. Reddy's name were 5th and 6th amongst other lists. It's fine. So then we all met together somewhere in US for a conference. Then apparently some doctor told out of 200, 176 were cases from our institute, rest 20 from rest of the world. So then we learned that if anybody comes to you for a data sharing that we'll collaborate, please, that's when, of course, use what's for you, what's for me. Then only you should see. I'm telling you, it's all the sweat. I'm a hardcore clinician practicing for the past 20 years. I came to this field from past 1-2 years, but I'm learning hard. And we have the potential, we have the resources, we are the king in this world in this day, AI, so we have to leverage it in a structured, smart way and, to take it forward. I think that's my...
Thank you so much. This is really, really impressive, and of course...
so it's practically what I have seen.
Indeed impressive. That's what meant. I know I'm aware about the time. I'm worried about where is Ankit, must be switching off the mic. So Ankit will try to definitely do it on time. So I think we will go with the just last round of one message which you would like to give it to us, looking from the opportunity, looking from the inclusiveness we have ahead of us, we have large amount of funding sitting outside, and it's a matter of us looking about the partnership which is in making right now, what is the one message you want to deliver to us? Maybe we can start with you.
So now that funding problems are solved, for any from Unnati context, there are 3 T's required to be successful: tech, talent, and trial. I think this forum is strong enough to provide all 3 support. Technology companies like Microsoft and of course IIT Delhi, we are there. Talent is, I think that's where I think Unnati brand should help. Those startups should be able to attract talent. I have seen startups in tier 2, tier 3 struggling for that. Their biggest problem is talent. So I hope this brand will help them attract those talent. And then of course, for any product to be successful, you need to have enough first 3-4 customers where they can run experiments, they can be successful. And I think that will be the recipe for us to make this startup successful and create a real social impact.
I think I have a short suggestion on another use case. The suggestion is build for Bharat or solve for Bharat. I think the tier 2, tier 3 cities are, we have 1.4 billion minds to innovate. We also have 1 million problems to solve. So I think that's very critical to kind of look at it. The second use case is the healthcare panel, and since we're talking about healthcare, I think one of the things I've come across in recent times, or I've been studying this area for a while, is the rampant use of antibiotics among children in the rurals and the, because they're not even aware that they are consuming antibiotics, and it changes the way their immune system operates. So if there's a startup out there to build a solution for this and kind of track how the antibiotics is being used, especially among children, it will go a long way in the and similar such problem statements are plenty in nature for the rural parts of the country to be solved. So focus on that would be my suggestion.
I would say the main point will be to provide a platform where the experts from the thematic area like health, education and other sector can work with the dedicated IT team together. Because what happens, the health expert work on IT technology and they are not aware about the implication like data privacy, data confidentiality policy, etc. So IT and thematic expert need to work together. Second one, understand the regulatory requirement, national as well as international, when you are following the point of basically POC. So proof of concept, when you are forming, you should understand the regulatory and other legal requirement. The third, we need to support in scalability of the product and market access, so that the innovation which are already crossed the pilot stage should not die at the end.
I understand finance more than anything else. So my only submission to everyone is be innovative in whatever you are innovating. Only then you will get money.
Yeah, as he rightly said, the need-based innovation is what we have to have at e-commerce for all the youngsters. Don't just work because you have to work, but be smart in choosing what is the need of the hour for innovation. And then I request all not to work in silos, to have a platform where we all work together.
Thank you. A big round of applause to my panelists. Back to you, okay? We are on time, just a minute.
Thank you so much, everyone. Requesting Dr. Nikhil to kindly felicitate our guests, Dr. Paneer Selvan, Madana Gopal, CEO from Mighty Startup Hub. Mr. SP Singh, CGM Sydney. Mr. Varun Singh, Niti Aayog. Dr. Rakesh Kalapla, Alliance for AI in MedTech Foundation and AIG Hospitals. Mr. Pankaj Jain, Site Leader, Microsoft Noida and Partner Director, Office Product Group, Microsoft. And finally, Mr. Mohit Basin, the moderator for the panel, Head of Global Strategy at KPMG. Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable contributions to the discussion and setting the tone for Unnati AI. Now, I would request Dr. Nikhil to kindly felicitate few of the torch bearers of this initiative.
So first of all, I have taken few titles in the beginning, but I also like to invite few people who have made this happen. Just before the start of the event, I was sharing with everyone, two highly bureaucratic organizations like Microsoft and IIT Delhi have come together in less than 6 weeks, rather than just like worrying about how the logo will look like and how the program will be designed. But we came together, not only designed the program, we finalized everything. We got legal approval from two organizations. We got the financial approval, and we also transferred the money in the account, and the program is launched. So I think it's the fastest ever deployment of any solution in the world. So this has happened because of 4 or 5 people, and not in the way of any. So I will invite Manju on the stage, and I would say the real culprit, Sandeep ji. Where is Sandeep? I think as usual he is on a call. And the person who all us work together, Rubab Sood. Oh, they are all gone out. Kishore. And of course from our team, Ankit. I'm also wish to invite Mr. Somana, who has flown especially from Redmond. He is representing Microsoft for philanthropies.
So I request the team to kindly set the stage for the next panel discussion. So while the first panel focused upon healthcare and education, the second panel focuses upon 2 themes which are part of Unnati AI's focus sectors. These are sustainability and agriculture. And to take this discussion forward, we'll have bureaucrats who have worked on ground to create impact in tribal areas of Maharashtra, and they have also in a way brought me up into the ecosystem. So I was sharing with my team that how they call me very unpredictable at times, and how I am able to spot even a small full stop mistake in all the write-ups and all the emails. And I told them that today you will get the opportunity to meet that person. So I would request Vimla ma'am to please come on stage. She is Resident Commissioner Maharashtra Southern from Government of Maharashtra. She has actively worked as an ex-CEO of MSRLM, and done some really groundbreaking work, which I think she will share during the discussion. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would also like to call on stage Mr. Rajeshwar Singh, who is HOD and Scientist F in MIT. Mr. Praveen Roy, Advisor and Head Technology Translation and Innovation Division, DST. Mr. Satyanarayan Meena, Additional CEO and CFO, GEM, the Government E-Marketplace. Mr. Alok Lal, COO, India and South Asia, Microsoft. And the session will be moderated by Mr. Kazim Rizvi, Founding Director of the Dialogue. Over to you, Kazim.
I hope I'm audible. Great, thank you so much. First of all, thank you to FITT and Microsoft for hosting us here and for the launch of the Unnati Ai program. The previous panel did a great job in terms of looking at opportunities in the healthcare space, etc., and also looking at AI for good. The focus for us is looking at agriculture sustainability and what are the opportunities in terms of AI, not just transforming the sectors, but also looking at driving sustainable development goals. UN has a few sustainable development goals which it has listed out, out of which there are 5 goals, including good health and well-being, quality education, climate action, affordable clean energy, and sustainable cities. And these sustainable development goals can actually be delivered and made sure that countries are adhering to the norms through the use of AI. And the focus for us for this panel is also to look at what are the different types of use cases, different opportunities when it comes to delivery of sustainability, delivery of proper efficient agriculture through the use of AI. And already we are seeing a lot of different use cases with respect to AI, right? From post-harvest optimization to supply chain management. There's a lot which AI can do. It's reducing the time taken from the crop being grown in farms to delivery with the user. It's improving efficiency of farmers, productivity of crops itself, and most importantly, plugging loopholes. And some of these loopholes are possibly through human error or human inefficiency. And this is something which AI is doing rapidly well within the agriculture space. And I'll have a conversation with all of you, is how AI is augmenting the human efforts. A lot of conversations have happened whether AI will replace jobs or transfer or sort of change different type of jobs. But we've seen with every advent of technological revolution, be it computers or AI, there will be more jobs which will be created. And there's research which suggests that. But the fact is that current jobs and current methods of production, and methods of production when it comes to food, when it comes to overall agriculture, and also to improve climate action, AI can significantly reduce the cost when it comes to, let's say, climate-related issues, and especially globally, there is a lot of use cases being developed, but it is also adding efficiency and productivity. So would love to get some perspectives from the panel, and we have a very august, esteemed set of panelists with whom we will be sharing the stage and having the conversation. I wanted to start with you, Mr. Lal, and because you're sitting right next to me, I just thought, from the convenience sake.
Should I have chosen a different chair?
Yeah, I mean, possibly yes, but yeah. So we just want to talk to you a little bit about Microsoft commitment and Microsoft resolution when it comes to AI for good, right? What are the efforts being made? What are the different trends you are seeing when it comes to the rollout of technology on the ground? So just some opening remarks, and then we'll go to
Sure, and I'll keep it short. This evening you heard Aparna talk about our mission as Microsoft. It's to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. And AI for us is an accelerator. It is just helping us get to that mission of ours much, much faster. But we will not get to that mission because there'll always be one person or one organization that really needs the help. And we believe the opportunity to scale is through partnerships like Unnati Ai, and I'm so delighted to be a part of this panel and this event. We've been working on AI for social impact for several decades, and the opportunity that we bring to the table is tied to how the innovation that we are bringing, the technology, the expertise, the opportunity to skill at scale is really what is helping us amplify the impact. A couple of examples that I would want to give for India is some of the work that we are doing with farmers on, along with an organization called Digital Green, is to help farmers get better advisory, helping them build a stronger community, learning from each other around pests, around creating fertilizers, organic fertilizers, or learning from each other. So those are scenarios that we are lighting up through simple use cases like a farmer bot that we are bringing. At the same time, there's also a need to improve yield per acre. And just on the point that you talked about agriculture, for us, agriculture is 4 Fs: food, fodder, fiber, and fuel. And as you think about all of those, we need to be able to think through what does that ecosystem mean for the farmer that's on the ground, that is working so hard on their fields to improve livelihood. An example of that is Maharashtra, where in partnership with the Agriculture Development Trust at Baramati, we've been able to demonstrate the impact of using technology and AI to help improve the yield from sugarcane. Now we've got sugarcane stems that are 30 feet or more in height compared to what an average yield would look like. We also have a scenario where they're able to use less fertilizers, less water, and at the same time reduce the crop cycle time from 18 months to 12 months. So we have an opportunity to demonstrate the role AI can play in helping every farmer be successful. At the same time, we also have to look at it from the aspect of preserving biodiversity, and the role that we are doing in partnering with WWF on preventing forest fires and predicting what those are, or helping improve or get access to the right data for understanding pests in some of the monospecies like elm trees and so on. So there's work that's been going on over the course of several countries, several partnerships that is helping us bring to life the role AI can play in amplifying the impact of technology towards agriculture and sustainability.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Alok. And I think you really brought out the perspective of how technology is helping deliver sustainability. It's helping farmers, it's helping societies at large. I think one of the key aspects which we are also witnessing is the rise of startups within India, right? And the rise of startups which are focused on sustainability and improving agricultural livelihoods, etc., within the country. And there are multiple use cases and startups which are doing this role. The government e-marketplace, and Satyaji, thank you so much for joining us, plays a very important role when it comes to supporting or becoming a hub for some of these different type of services. So can you just take us through the role GEM is doing? What is exactly GEM all about? The role and the focus around sustainability and agriculture in terms of just use cases and supporting startups. So over to you.
Namaste. Thank you so much, IIT, FITT, Microsoft. I am Jwala P1842. I'm a 98 2000 pass out. Thank you so much for this opportunity. GEM. This is a great initiative by Ministry of Commerce and Industry under the visionary leadership. In 2016-17, GEM is government e-marketplace. This is a national public procurement portal, and all kind of buying with respect to central line ministries and state government CPSEs. This is being done through this platform, and I can just give you the glimpse of the few figures that till now we have 1.84 lakhs buyers, 22 lakh sellers, 3 to 3.5 lakh active sellers, 10,000, approximately 11,000 product categories, 335 plus services, and 20 lakhs products are there. And as a CFO, I can proudly say, last year we have concluded 5.43 lakh crore GMV and 72 lakh orders we are able to conclude. So this is a complete huge market place where we are able to facilitate and junction between the sellers and buyers with a uniform platform. And globally, right now, we are, after CONEPS of South Korea, we are globally at a second position. So all kind of products, services, you just name it, it's all are there. And the GEM works on the three principles: transparency, efficiency, and inclusivity. And once we are mentioning this thing, it is a full of end-to-end tech platform. We are using all the tech solutions, AI, analytics, and all things are being used. And once you mention about sustainability, then the kind of products are here. Every time a type of products are there. And for young entrepreneurs, and I would say there is a platform called, on the same thing, we have a GEM Startup Runway program is there, where any young entrepreneurs who is developing some kind of unique products, they can, if the startup is already registered on DPIIT program, then they can directly register on this program, the GEM Startup Runway, and their unique product and solution can be enrolled, and any government buyer can do the purchase through this platform. And last already approximately 30,000 startups are already registered, and till date 35,000 crore business has already been done by all startups. So I'm not going to tell what should be done. I'm just telling this is the opportunity I would like to highlight to all the young entrepreneurs. And we have an exclusive program for sustainable segments like millet. If you were just mentioning about agri-tech, all kind of agri-tech products, millets, and then handloom, and then different service program and different inclusive programs are available. So if some kind of solution has already been done or already been developed, they can make the best use of it. If any entrepreneur has developed some kind of solution with respect to drone or something, so that solution can be utilized in various type of schemes and which are required for the agri-tech for state government, or because Central has already issuing so many schemes where such kind of solution for survey sensing of agri-tech equipments are there, so it can be utilized. So I was just hearing out to Dr. He was telling that right product, right solution and right product needs to be tapped into. So I can just say that this big platform is there. Your solution is already anytime it can be adopted. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Satyajit. Really good to know that the government e-marketplace is pushing for some of these solutions. I want to go to Mr. Praveen Roy, and sir is Scientist G at Department of Science and Technology. Sir, good evening. Thank you so much for joining in. Wanted to understand from you, sir, with respect to the DST's role to support deep tech startups, right? And because I think that's where you're looking at innovation, and you're looking at innovation with purpose, right? And some of these startups are already in the area of sustainability. I think we spoke about how do you increase yield per hectare and the role of AI to do that. Even the role of AI to do crop optimization. And also the fact that India has vast lands and there's a lot of seasonal changes, to climate, and how do you make sure that your crops are, ready, future ready when it comes to planning and for different types of, regions and even different types of areas for delivering on agriculture. So wanted to understand from you, sir, how DST is supporting these deep tech startups which are trying to come up with solutions on ground, and also your thoughts on interdisciplinary innovation, right? Because that's where the main focus of DST lies, is to bring in economics with agriculture, and bringing in the right technology and delivering in to support some of these startups, and also to sort of leverage eventually the sustainable agenda for the country. So over to you, sir.
Yeah, good evening, and thank you for inviting us, DST, and making us part of this. And we'd like to congratulate Microsoft and FIT for bringing out this wonderful program, Unnati Ai, and at very right time. So that is just to make how the technology can be used for the social good and impact which can be created at the society. I'll also like to market DST on this platform, because just having a feel of strong presence of Microsoft, would like to say that we have also partnered with Microsoft, and they have been a very wonderful partner in past. In 2 years back, we had one program with Microsoft on assistive technologies. And there we try to scout innovative ideas which can be useful for assistive technologies, and a year-long program was supported by DST and Microsoft. Last year, 1 year back, we had a program with Microsoft on geospatial technologies. And there also, this was a wonderful platform of Azure of Microsoft, which was used by the innovators, and we could figure out some of the innovators and researchers who were supported through the incubator network of DST for furthering their ideas through startup. So we are a good partner as such, and we can be there for other domains that you are thinking of in future. What DST has done is and you will just acknowledge what government has been doing in creating this kind of setup in the country. So if you say the government bit of efforts is already there, you have to appreciate. If you just see, you will like to appreciate a lot of things have been done by the government. And what DST has done in past, DST has been pioneer in setting up the infrastructure in the country. So basically we started with supporting infra for basic research. And then we realized it is what is more required by the country is more applied and more translational research which should come. And for that we created incubator centers in academic setups just to try to convert the basic research which is going for publications to make it more relevant for the society. And for this we created a number of incubators. For last couple of years we have been supporting these incubators in academic setups, and almost 180 plus incubators have been set up in different universities, premier institutes. And then we realized these incubators have been there for quite some time, and they have been supporting innovative startups, funding them, hand-holding them, mentoring them. All the things which are required for the startup to grow has been done by these incubators. Then we started helping them to grow to the next level of incubation, which was the Center of Excellence in Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Startup Promotion. And this, where we are sitting now, is one of the Center of Excellence which have been supported by DST. And this is, now you can see the level at which the incubators and the Center of Excellence are operating in a professional way and bringing such beautiful programs to support the innovators and startup and for the cause of the building a nation and the society. If you see what government has been doing under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, you see when we talk about AI, you will realize any single query that we put in AI tool, there is almost 1.75 million parameters which are searched, and then the result is given. So that platform, what backend is requiring the level of processing speed, that missions are already in place by the government. And MeitY is having this national mission on AI. DST is having national quantum mission. So we are having 4 verticals, 4 hubs have been supported, where quantum computing, quantum communication, quantum sensing, and quantum materials will be a key focus of these hubs. and there is this national supercomputing mission, which is jointly held by DST and MIT. So with these things in place, we'll be having this AI analysis, like the back-end processing will be there in the country, and then we can think of whether it is being used in sustainability or whether it is being used by the agriculture-related startups. So this back-end creation with the different national missions of the government has already been there, and the focus of this Unnati AI on bringing inclusivity is really very apt as such, and realizing that we have been creating infrastructure in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We have set up around 50 incubators in these tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and they will be helpful in helping startups in this domain, in giving them holding support, giving them incubation support, and even providing them early stage ignition grant and the seed fund. So these domains, I mean, the use cases and the success stories will keep on coming, but we also have to focus on the infrastructure which is required at the back end, and that DST has been doing for quite some time, and we hope that this will be useful for running these kind of programs in future also.
Thank you, sir. In fact, that segues very well to Rajeshwar ji, and thank you, sir, for joining. Rajeshwar ji is scientist F and HOD with Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and I think, you know, Roy sir spoke very well in terms of what initiatives MeitY and DST are doing. We, of course, understand that MeitY is the nodal ministry for AI in India, right, when it comes to policy, when it comes to infrastructure. So, Rajeshwar ji, to you, I have a couple of questions. One is around, you know, the back end and the support system, which Roy sir was speaking about. What are the initiatives, or how is MeitY helping to develop the infrastructure, the compute, you know, the entire cloud ecosystem, which will be important for us to run our models, or to sort of, while we are developing the models, and there's a lot of conversation now, the government is also looking at developing large language models, right? Ministry of IT is looking into these areas. So what are the steps being taken to develop that back-end infrastructure for our startups to grow and prosper? And, you know, the government launched the India AI mission last year, which is a very ambitious mission, and, you know, it has pillars which will really help take India to the next level when it comes to, you know, AI and AI for all mission, which of course translates very well with the objective for Indian startups to grow and to service the world, not just for our market, but globally as well. How Unnati could work with the India AI mission? Would love to get your perspective, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting MeitY, and also congratulations to FITT and Microsoft for this initiative. I will go little back. I'll come to your question, but like in 1955, when 4 scientists met and started AI, at that time, 10 years later, DD was also doing the first program. Doordarshan in India was doing first program, and that first program was also on agriculture, Krishi Darshan. So they were discussing agriculture at that time. Even right now also we have Kisan call center. If you call on that call center, your first call land to an agriculture graduate, and the second level call goes to agriculture scientist, which will consult the farmer for whatever problem they are having. With the power of AI, now that level of knowledge can be in our mobile, but also what that agriculture scientist could not provide, the local context. So the power of AI is that you don't have to understand the technology. Technology will understand you and provide you highest level of knowledge. That is the power of AI, at least in terms of agriculture. Second topic is that in terms of healthcare. So healthcare, we have top class healthcare, at least in metro cities, I can say. Whatever countries I have visited, I can say that we have top class healthcare in India, in metro cities. But AI can help us to scale this kind of healthcare even in tier 2 and remotest corner of the city. MeitY is doing one initiative of telemedicine called eSanjeevani, where free teleconsultation are happening, which are like daily transactions are in millions. So those kind of transactions can be enhanced using AI. And before India AI mission, MeitY has also done an AI initiative called related to language translation. So every citizen in India, so Constitution of India, Schedule 8 recognizes 22 official language. So every citizen in India has a right to communicate to government in the language of their choice. So, but all government services are not in that languages. So there is an initiative of Government of India called Bhashini, where all government services are slowly getting integrated to whatever language you want to communicate with the government. And in that also Microsoft is also one of our partner. But this initiative has been done in 70 research institutions. The work has done across 70 research institutions, including IIT Delhi, also IIT Madras, and many such institutions and lots of startups. To do these kind of initiative, even before India, as Sir was saying, National Supercomputing Mission was already there. There we had some supercomputers at the CDEC facility. So these models were trained on that. Now coming to your part of the question, where that is India AI mission. So in India AI mission, first of all, that we have to provide, if we have to develop a foundational model, good model, which are good for India in the Indian context and also in our own language and that data, we need compute power. That India AI mission has procured like 10,000 GPUs are functional now, and then like we can go around 18,000 GPUs. So, and at the same time, AI database is also, data sets are very important, where we can provide data set. But at the same time, when we are providing data set, what is very important that these data sets are procured ethically, and whatever explicit consent of utilizing that data set has also been taken if any data is of personal nature. So even AI mission has set data platform also called AI course, which was launched last month by our Honorable Minister. So right now it has around 300, 400 data sets. But slowly as we are doing, we have also, as we are talking today, in last week only we have launched an hackathon or grand challenge rather than hackathon. It's a grand challenge where we are helping government of Karnataka for mineral exploration. I mean, and inviting a startup, and you can use this data and tell where mineral exploration are happening. At the same time, building AI capacity is also very important. So India AI mission is also funding a lot of doctoral fellowship, a lot of master thesis, and a lot of even very prominent BTech projects also in terms of AI. And ethical way of AI development, where whatever foundational models are developed, they are free from any biases. Those kind of technologies and logic can be back tracing, and logic can be built into the AI model generated answer. Those kind of research are also being funded by MIT. And related to startups, the fund allocation is around 2,000 crore, which will be disbursed through, but as our earlier panelist was saying, I think funding is secured and funding is not a problem. I'll stop here.
Thank you so much, sir. A lot of initiatives, great to hear, and glad to have R. Vimla ma'am with us as well. Ma'am, thank you for joining. She's a resident commissioner of Maharashtra Southern Indian Administrative Services. Ma'am, would love to get your thoughts in terms of on-ground examples and on-ground some sort of use cases or insights with regard to how AI is helping the resilience of farmers in Maharashtra, right? That is one question we had, is to understand, and Maharashtra is one of the more prosperous states when it comes to agriculture in the country, right? The entire Vidarbha region and other parts of the state contribute significantly to India's agriculture growth. So how is AI helping to shape or to sort of help farmers eventually with crop production or, even crop efficiency and eventually reaching to the market. And also wanted to get your thoughts, ma'am, on, capacity building initiatives or skilling initiatives which Maharashtra government is doing on AI. So some insights, we would really appreciate that.
Thank you, and I really appreciate the audience levels of tolerance, sitting for 2 hours. Let's clap for them first. Let's be human first and then go to the AI part. It's really, very interesting to know. I have been working in Maharashtra and with Nikhilji and Ankit and Rubab was mentioned. He has kind of disappeared somewhere. But we came up with a very innovative program almost 5 or 6 years back. Nikhilji is always ahead of his times. And we had designed a program called Milap. So this was Maha Asmita Innovative platform for livelihood sustainability generation. So today I think Milap and Unnati is happening today. So dono ka Milap fir se hone wala hai. So it's very interesting to know what you said about what happens and how do we use for agriculture. I was working for Maharashtra State Rural Livelihoods Mission, which has created, at that point, we created 18 lakh women farmers. When you talk about a farmer, first thing which comes to your mind is a person with a headgear, whichever type. You don't think of a woman. So we created 18 lakh farmers. Today, I gathered from my colleague working after me since I was transferred. We have 45 lakh women in farmers in Maharashtra under the Mahila Kisan Sashактикаран Program. So all over the country, for the startups who are here, I would like to really, excite and innovate your minds to think about these things. That there's a huge potential there for those women and those people. I don't really need to tell you that they're useful for climate or seeds or, all that kind of thing. But the number is mind-boggling, and what we really need to do is that reach out to those people. So today there are drone didis who have been created. We have 400 drone didis created in Maharashtra who are using this technology to understand and capture information about crops or pests, And when I incidentally was 2 years ago, collector at Nagpur, so we have the pink ball worm which came. We were able to prevent that in Maharashtra only because of AI. So the AI, the use of AI, what it can do, how it can really transform the rural ecosystem is really phenomenal if you really look at it like that. But the problem is that are we really, capitalizing on that? So you talked about capacity building. The biggest difficulty, I think, for AI to be used in the rural areas is that you talk about smartphones available everywhere. Perhaps one or two people may have. The affordability of a smartphone. So people, women specifically whom we were working with, so I still remember during COVID times when we had a program which is totally a training program, a capacity building program. NRLM is based on capacity building completely. And we were at a shock because we used to call people physically for the training program and suddenly I was left at a stage when I could not call anyone. But the women were so receptive, even if they had one mobile phone or one TV in their house or whatever, one accessible instrument, they used to all gather together. I'll share some pictures maybe with Nikhilji and he will share with you. They used to come on that single phone and they used to listen to all the training programs we had. And I'm really happy to share we could create that kind of economy. We made more than 1 crore masks. They sold those masks because we could get connected to markets through the COVID times, difficult times also. We developed Nutri Gardens, Parasbag. More than 2 lakh Nutri Gardens were made and women made business from that thanks to the mobile technology. There was no AI then as such. But this instrument is so powerful that it can really reach out to the remotest areas. But still women are not able to understand this kind of technology. All of them really don't know how to use the phone. They don't have that kind of phone. So how does one really address that is one thing. Secondly, we talked about, capacities. When you talk about Nandurbar or when you talk about Yavatmal, Gadchiroli, Kundya, language is one of the big things, So Bhashini is definitely there and I am a very ardent user of Bhashini for all my translations and I'm really grateful to you that's sitting next to you. Specifically, I write in English and if I have to tell in Marathi or in Hindi, so I just cut, paste and it's so easy for me, comes cut, cut, cut. And then if I want to make some minor changes, it's easy for me. But for tribal people, specifically Madi Gundias or when people who are in other dialects in Nandurbar, you have a Irani kind of dialect. So it becomes difficult to really communicate to such people. So whoever the innovators who are sitting here, I just would like to communicate to them that these are some of the things you can keep in mind. There's a big market for that also. Though it may be a very difficult thing to really do, but language is something which could not and should not be a barrier for reaching out to people. And capacity building is something which is the most important in this, because I would like to dwell on that why is so important to reach out to people and build their capacities. Now we have all the platforms, simple small modules, like he talked about digital green. I have been a user of digital green also at MSRLM, and all the videos which used to come, we used to use all those videos to communicate, and we had a MOU also with you, a non-financial MOU, which we used for communicating to people what kind of farm technology can be used. So that is the main trick, I think, over here, that AI may not be used in that sense, but communicating to more and more people, disseminating the information up to them, and then making them realize that unless you use all these things, it's not really going to make a difference. So how do you really involve more people, make it more inclusive? So when I talk about NRLM as a program, it was totally an inclusive program in which right from the time that we had the smallest program of regular meetings, regular savings, internal lending. So similarly, if you can have a Panchasutri of creating and generating AI, that was a program in NRLM. If Meti can think about getting some sutra, which can, have in, so all the platforms are there in the rural Maharashtra or in whole of country. In Maharashtra, we have about 75 lakhs. In the whole of country, we have more than 10 lakh groups now, 10 crore groups now. So if you just create a small program, which can just go up to the women, and then they have these regular meetings. So this can go so quickly to the last person, that how do you really use AI? How do you really, adapt it in your life? How do you really get all this information on agriculture, which is all readily available? Mm-hmm. That could perhaps be the trick in, making a big change, because India is a country of numbers. Whatever you do, ultimately the numbers and the scale is one thing. And government is the only place which can give you that kind of scale. So you can have all your technology in a small way, but reaching out to those numbers ultimately is the biggest thing. So now that all of them are here and we all are here, anyone in Maharashtra, if they want to do some small thing, or even with Maharashtra Southern, I'm looking out to reach out to people who will present my culture of Maharashtra in Delhi in an innovative way. So I invite innovators if they want to come and, be partner with me. So that is one more thing I would like to leave you with. And thank you for inviting me. It's so happy to get connected. And I really wish Unnati the best and all of them.
I think Vimla ji has given an open call to all startups here. So please come with ideas which can showcase Maharashtra culture to Delhi, and not just Delhi but across the country. And I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities which you can sort of work towards, and scale, of course, is a big opportunity to sort of push yourself towards. I don't know how much time we have because I think we have 5 minutes. So just a very quick round of conclusion, maybe, if we can, with all the panelists. I think it'll be fantastic to have. And Alok, I'll just come back to you, because I think you've heard different perspectives on AI, right? You have the government e-marketplace, which is hosting different service providers. You have the DST and MeitY, which are creating programs on a large national scale programs. And I think Microsoft is, of course, there in terms of contributing technically from a scaling perspective as well, right? But for us to usher into the new era for the next decade, right? When you talk about AI for all, what are the sort of 2 to 3 building blocks which we all have to work together as a community? Tech companies, from the government to startups, the entire ecosystem, a collective stakeholder approach. What would be that 2 to 3 areas of collaboration which can really help us maximize AI for the lowest strata of society, increase productivity when it comes to real use cases? I think in healthcare, so much has been discussed about, just understanding or diagnostics, right? I mean, with agriculture, productivity in terms of yield per hectare, efficiency for farmers, sustainability to reduce emissions. In fact, I was reading recently that there is potential for AI to reduce global emissions by 1.2%, which is equal to Australia, France, and Canada's combined emissions. Right? And this is the opportunity we have, and with tech companies like Microsoft, which are building these models, and governments and our government, which is very progressive when it comes to the rollout of technologies and to make sure that technology solves societal issues and issues on the ground. What would be those 2 to 3 areas of collaboration?
Well, it was enriching to hear so many scenarios of how government plus the private sector is putting together, vehicles that will help spin the flywheel faster. So for me, for AI to be with purpose and responsibility, I think there will be 3 areas. First is the public-private partnership. It is so important for us to look at the point that ma'am mentioned, which is about scale, or the way MeitY is fueling the startup infrastructure, or SIDBI is providing the funding. So we have to sort of put these pieces together for getting all of the cogs in the wheel set up for success. The second is, not every large company will solve for the use cases. We need innovation to come from the heartland, from the grassroots. So we should be able to find ways to skill the ecosystem, the way teachers, the way institutions should be able to bring the AI acumen. And AI acumen is not just about coding, it's also about AI fluency. To be able to appreciate some of the platforms that have been built and use it to the right advantage. An example of that is, how do you use the identification of pests that a farmer can use by asking simple questions. Bhashini is a great vehicle, but you do need to look at a language model that understands images of pest infestation, and therefore be able to help the farmer understand what's secure. So you have an opportunity to build platforms and with AI fluency, even the most novice of users in remote parts of the country should be able to build that, to use that to their advantage. And the third one is, we have to make it economically viable. And so how do we make it easy for incentives to be provided for the usage of some of these tools so that they become far more widespread and the impact is felt across the ecosystem? So skilling, coming of all of these forums together, or the platforms together as a part of the public-private partnership, and economics. These, in my mind, will make a huge difference.
Thank you so much, Alok. Satyaji, what would your take be when it comes to just expanding AI for all?
Kazim, I think I should be the last person, because whatever solutions are being developed and they want to deploy, I would say, from government perspective, government marketplace is the last place where I can suggest, I can request them, please adopt it. Government is really waiting for all such kind of innovative solution, not limiting to only agri-tech, but meditech, health tech, and any kind of solution which you feel your solution can be productized in different segments. If it is, just now I have mentioned that if you are a drone specific, then your solution can be adopted in defense, in agri-tech, in health, in disaster, anywhere. Please just utilize. Your whole market is there. I have just shown the numbers. It is there. So please use it. We are here. Anytime I can be reach out, Mr. Nikhil, to his team or me. I will love to help. Happy to help for all kind of support.
Thank you. Dr. Roy, what would be your final remarks?
Yeah, so would like to first emphasize what we are expecting from how the scenario has changed and what is the vision that government is having. What is the expectation from the private and the startup and the corporates. If you see recently ANRF has been established, that is Anusandhan National Research Foundation. And if you see the budgets, it is 30% by the government and 70% is expected to come from the private sector. So just think the KRA that the CEO is having on them to follow. So this is what is expected by the private sector to come along with the government and implement different programs. When we talk of AI as a tool for the startups to make their businesses around and go for implementing the programs, we have to just be focused the technology adoption cost has to be very, the way the diversity is there, the way the scale is there in the country. And for the sustainability of these startups, the technology adoption cost has to be kept very low. And the tools, the way they predict things, how accurate and how precise are the things, the business will be depending on them. So these things will be very much required by the companies to operate in. And so that is the thing, like the precision of the and how the competitive advantage these startups will be getting, like the same tools, the same platforms, the same data set is being used by all. So how the businesses will be competing with each other, and what will be the strategic advantage that they can have. So this is to be a focus for the startups to think on.
So very well pointed out on precision and scale. I think that's where we have to move as a country, and I'm sure that the government is already working and with the private sector. But sir, over to you. What would, I think, from a MATI perspective, how do you see this roadmap for the next decade or so?
My thought will align to like first speaker's thought process, where we have to create public, private, and startup partnership, and we have to focus on deep tech solutions. This approach has been adopted by MIT by creating like programs like Aadhaar, where startups from our own country have generated these kind of solution. And in the previous panel, I think doctor was mentioning that we need a platform. So digital public infrastructure or DPIs are such a platform provided by MIT, where we culminate all these efforts in either in case of UPI or in case of Aadhaar. And even though it looks like this looks as a very big solution, but these are very small solution and put together in a platform. So I will urge, because I'm sitting in IIT, so also my alma mater also, but take a problem and whatever problem, because we are sitting in Delhi and one of the topic I was seeing is sustainability also. Take a clean tech problem where always, and solve it. And try to solve it, whatever problem, and it's very, very doable. There are a lot of open source AI model. So because I am working in government, and lot of time we are answering parliament question. So even I have developed one model which can automatically answer a lot of question, and then I do the editing part. So data is in there in books, data is there in a lot of interviews, in videos, online text, data is available, but we have to think little bit innovative and start small. And once you get a small amount of success, there are so many people like us, people like Nikhil ji, they are here to support you and make it big.
Rajesh ji actually very well pointed out. In fact, we have more than 250 Gen AI startups in India right now. And all these are, at the application layer, of course, using large language models, possibly like Copilot or other LLMs. So massive potential. I think we have the demographic advantage in India. I think definitely institutions like IIT and other, even triple IT, sir, I think IISCs.
MIT has recently launched an open source platform called Nandi, I think Nandi, which is a network of AI agents. Recently, very, very recently launched. So if you have built any AI agent, you get registered in Nandi and you get the whole ecosystem. And they are publishing their, so there are a lot of possibilities even in open source, where you can put your innovative solutions, problem of your solution on top and make it in a startup and sell that idea.
And I think there's already a very prevalent climate tech problem to solve, a climate problem to solve in Delhi, which is air quality. So if any of the startups can help us solve for that, come up with models, then I think that'll be fantastic. Exactly. And I think there's no lack of government support there. So thank you, sir. And Vimla ma'am, last word goes to you.
Yeah, so like Unnati has been set up, so we'll be seeing a lot of pragati. So all the best to all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all our distinguished panelists. A big round of applause for them. Thank you to IIT Delhi. And hopefully when we maybe convene or we have another discussion like this next year, some of you startups would already be solving for these challenges. So we look forward to greater participation from young entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Big round of applause to the panelists. I would now request Dr. Nikhil to kindly felicitate all the esteemed speakers. Ms. R. Vimla, Resident Commissioner, Maharashtra Southern. Mr. Rajeshwar Singh, HOD and Scientist F, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Dr. Praveen Roy, Scientist G, Advisor, Head, Technology Translation and Innovation, Division, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Mr. Satyanarayan Meena, Additional CEO and CFO, Government E-Marketplace, GEM. Mr. Alok Lal, Chief Operating Officer, India and South Asia, Microsoft. And finally, the moderator for this session, Mr. Kazim Rizvi, Founding Director, The Dialogue. Thank you, everyone. I take this special opportunity to thank them because one of our guest of honor, Mr. Abhishek Singh, who is on his way, got delayed. And the panel, without giving a cue to them, extended the discussion. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, everyone. So we have heard the what part, the how part, the when, the where, and now's the time to hear from the horse's mouth the why part. So we have lined up 3 startups from IIT Delhi who will be talking about their technologies. While my team will set up the stage, I request the team to kindly help set up the stage with 2 seats and a table for the ultimate session. And for the penultimate session, I would request the first startup, Siren AI, to kindly come on stage.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the CTO of Siren AI Solutions. We are incubated with FIT since 2018, and we have worked on a lot of edge AI solutions since then. Going along with the theme, we have also worked on agri-tech earlier. Yeah. We have worked on agri-tech and edtech solutions. In agri-tech, we worked on precision agriculture with hyperspectral sensors, and as well as in edtech, we developed the first AI DIY kit for India called Buddhi. Recently, we have also been working a lot in geospatial AI, focusing on sustainability in such that you can do infrastructure monitoring, disaster response. So this is the prime part of our startup. And we have received a lot of recognition from the government in terms of awards from the Defense Ministry, from the Department of Science and Technology. And we have also gone through 2 IDEX challenges in 2021 and 2024. Thank you.
Requesting Eco Ratings team to kindly come on stage.
Hi, good evening, everyone. We are Team Eco Ratings. We began in 2023 with the idea to decode sustainability for everyone, for individuals, for corporates, and even for countries. And we felt that generative AI would be the best way to go about it. So even back then, before India AI mission was a reality, we decided to make our own foundational model for the sustainability domain. We started with an open source model, trained it with our own data set, which was responsibly sourced. So we've bought a lot of our own data. And after that, we are now on the path of building our own small language model, which will be the first of its kind in the entire world. This is a product that is made in India, is being built in India. It's going to be completely contextualized for India. And we definitely feel that we'll have a slight edge because of that from all these large competitors that you've already heard from. We are successfully deployed in 15 corporates, and we are now looking at scaling up our model and being the first one in the world to have a foundational model for sustainability. Thank you.
Requesting EasyOFI team.
Hi everyone, good evening. The hall has become a little empty. But yes, so we are passionate about talking about ourselves. So, So we are EasyOFI Solutions, 3 women with a love of deep tech and a combined experience of 60 plus years and a belief that the quality of healthcare a person gets should not be dependent upon where he lives. It should not depend upon the PIN code. And believing in that vision, we have built multimodal AI models. So ours is our first product is Imagix AI, which is a connected care platform for medical images. It is AI enhanced and it sits on the cloud. What we do is we basically analyze medical images. We have built multimodal models which analyzes clinical data as well as medical images for various diseases. We are working in four verticals. So one is neuro, the other one is onco, trauma, and then the mixed reality view. And what we are trying to solve here is rapid diagnostics for your medical image conditions. For example, if a person suffers from stroke, it is very necessary that he gets the treatment within 2 to 3 hours. The treatment should start, otherwise he loses mobility. And the bottleneck in that is that in rural areas or in tier 2, tier 3 cities, the access to super specialist radiologists is very less. So it takes more than 4 to 5 hours to get a diagnosis and then start the treatment. And what happens is, what we have also faced in our family is loss of mobility and loss of motion. And it is a burden for whole family. Not only it's a loss of dignity for the person who suffers, and also a burden for the whole family. And that is what we are trying to solve through our multimodal models. We are deployed in 9+ states across India. We are working in rural areas. We are working in difficult terrains like Northeast, Kashmir, wherein we are using our product to assist healthcare practitioners there to come up with fast diagnosis and decide treatments properly. The other segment where we are working very vigorously is the onco, the cancer treatment part. Now, once a person is diagnosed with cancer, the treatment planning, it takes around 2 to 3 weeks. And with the help of AI, it can be reduced to 3 to 4 days, wherein once you are diagnosed, the treatment plan is available and the treatment can start as soon as possible, the radiation oncology or the surgical oncology. So our models help in creating those plans faster, assisting oncologists, surgical oncologists, medical oncologists, and radiation oncologists to come up with those plans and start the treatment as soon as possible. So we are a 2 years old company, but we started working on our product around 4 years back during the time of COVID, when we saw our loved ones losing lives because of not availability of the diagnostics. We could not get some of our relatives to get admitted and get a diagnosis, and because of that, people lost lives. So that is the time when we thought, why not use the tech knowledge? We were working in computer vision. So we thought, why not use that knowledge to bring out faster diagnosis for CT scans, for MRIs, and for PETs. So that is the time when we started working on it. We incorporated the company in 2022, started deploying the product with the help of Unnati Ai, 5G health pilot schemes in rural district hospitals like Vidisha. Then we had the opportunity to deploy it at 7+ states in Northeast, where we are bringing out tremendous impact. And because of that impact, we were chosen to showcase our technology to Honorable Prime Minister at the inauguration of IMC 2024, wherein he gave us around 7 minutes and we talked about the impact which we are making in Northeast India. Okay. So that is the power and the change and the impact which we are building to create in healthcare, wherein we can bring in all the quality healthcare not only in metro cities but also in tier 2, tier 3 cities. I had to move my parents from my rural place where they were living to Delhi, because I was not sure if they would get quality healthcare there. I don't want any, and they are very uncomfortable here. They had to leave their community, their network, and move to here. Now, with the access to healthcare, the quality healthcare which we are aiming to provide in rural areas, with that, I believe that no one should leave their locality and move to a metro city just for the access to healthcare. So that is what we are building, and we require the support we already are at FITT. We have the support of FITT, IIT Delhi, Dr. Nikhil, who has been our ardent supporter and who is constantly pushing us to test our limits, and so that we can perform in a very better way. Thank you.
Thank you. Now for the closing session, I would request Dr. Nikhil on stage and Mr. Abhishek Singh, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, to kindly come for a quick fireside chat. Sir, thank you so much for making it. We understand about your busy schedule.
Firstly, let me thank Mr. Abhishek Singh for making it today. It was extremely challenging, and I know that how challenging it was. He was in the middle of 3 programs, and he just told me, and of course people know from the newspaper that he has been taken over as a DG NIC, which is again a huge responsibility. And then he just told me he's shifting houses. So from shifting houses, taking the new charge, and where this team is waiting, and he was at some other program making it. Thanks a lot. And I think that's a true IITian spirit. So Mr. Singh, some of you may not know, he is a IIT Kanpur graduate, and we have been interacting for many years. And the responsibility what he got is, I think, is one of the most important and the serious responsibility now. Heading the National AI Mission, which is sort of becoming a flagship program. It was started more of a side program, but it's suddenly become the flagship program for the government, and everybody is talking about AI. For the last 2 hours, we are discussing about that how the AI has taken shape. So just to share with you, just for the benefit of Abhishek ji, I'll share what we are doing here. and then I will request him to reflect upon what the AI mission is doing and how we can collaborate with this entity. So this Unnati AI has been set up as a part of the partnership between IIT Delhi and Microsoft India. It's the first of its kind where the national institution and the big tech has come together in setting up. So we are talking about AI not just as a foundational model, but how AI can create something for the future and how the AI can be used for the social good. So it's the Unnati AI, there's a new platform where Microsoft has come together, and now we have a number of partners. In fact, after we spoke to you, we spoke to a number of partners. We have representatives from SIDBI, from MIT, DST, number of institution, organization, government of Maharashtra, government of Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh government, Haryana government, they all come together in joining this platform. So suddenly within weeks, this platform becoming a sort of a most sought after activity, because some discussion were happening across the world about AI, but not such platform in the country also are not available. So certainly thanks a lot for coming, and we look forward hearing from you. What is the India AI mission, and what is the immediate concern for the government of India? How AI and technology can participate in creating a global change, or I'd say local change, or technology for good, as we say, a societal change in the country.
Thank you, Professor Nikhil, and first and foremost, apologies for being late. In fact, been a crazy day, as you mentioned, but I would have been happy if I would have had time to come earlier and just saw the last pitch, ESO5. And it's always amazing to listen to new ideas, listen to what our startups and what our young entrepreneurs, students, researchers can build. And that is the power that we have. Like when we look at AI, when we look at the whole landscape, when we look at the whole ecosystem, global positioning, our value, we are much behind the where US and China are. We are playing catch up. But the strength that we have is our talent. And India AI mission, as you rightly mentioned, is trying to ensure that we fill in the gaps because of which we are behind. And that primarily relates to providing enough resources, providing enough investments, providing compute, providing data sets, providing funding for startups. So India AI pillar, as you mission, as you might have read, some of you, 7 pillars it relates to. First pillar is about compute. We have got 14,000 GPUs that we have made available at a very low cost with 40% support from the government. Ultimately, this compute will be available to startups, researchers, students, entrepreneurs at almost 67 rupees per GPU per hour for H100, as against almost $2.5 to $3, which is the growing rate. So idea is that if we provide GPUs to those who want to train models, do inferencing, build applications, maybe they will tinker around with it and they'll be able to do that. So 40% support given by us, the net cost is less than $1 per GPU per hour. And we have already got 14,000 GPUs in place that is available. You can go to the India AI portal, make a request, then the requests are approved, and then you kind of get on with using it. So that's the first pillar. Then we have a pillar, the other key component about building AI application, data sets. How do you ensure you have access to data sets? So for that, we have built a portal called AI Kosh, which is a platform, which is going to be a data sets platform. It will have data sets from all domains, from not only government, but also public, private sector, and other entities. So we are working with a lot of stakeholders to ensure that it becomes a very comprehensive platform with data sets that may be needed for building AI applications or training models. It also has tools like privacy preservation tools, anonymization tools, and also models are hosted there. Almost 60 plus models have already been hosted there. So ultimately we are trying to build it. The minimum viable product has been launched, but we are trying to ultimately build it like a Hugging Face for India, so that it can be one place where you go and you can get all resources and tinker around and do what you want to do using your skills that you have. So that's then the third pillar we have is about LLMs, because always there has been asked globally that why does India not have its own LLM? So towards that, we are trying to provide funding support for building an Indian foundation model. We published a call for proposals on 30th January. till date, we have got more than 200 applications. So the first set of entities that will be funded under this initiative will be announced very soon. We have done the evaluations, we have done the selection, the entities have been identified, but just the announcement, and they will work on it and build up an Indian LLM that will come in very soon, trained on Indian data sets, trained in Indian context, which we can truly call an Indian foundation model. And given that we didn't expect that we'll get 200 applications, proposals. Now it's become strenuous on our part to be able to evaluate and complete the evaluation, because it requires a lot of expertise to even assess them. So we are taking advantage of the expertise that of India that exists both in nationally and globally. From the top universities, we have got professors who are helping us evaluate the proposals. And then the fourth pillar is also about, of course, about application development, because ultimate use cases is something that everybody is looking at, AI applications in various key sectors. We published a call for proposals for 14 problem statements across 5 themes of education, of climate change, agriculture, healthcare, governance and learning disabilities. And we got 900 applications for that, out of which 30 which are at prototype stage have been selected. They have been rewarded. They all were given around 25 lakhs of funding from the government. And now we are giving these solutions, all built by startups. And then these solutions are now being shared with the concerned ministry, like the health application with health, climate change with environment, learning disabilities, education with education. And these ministries are further guiding them and trying to fine-tune the application so that they can be rolled out across the country. So we do hope that AI application for detecting tuberculosis, one of the examples, it will be deployed at a national scale. So all hospitals who may have a X-ray machine but do not have a qualified radiologist can benefit from that. And this is so not that one-off was there. There are other problem statements that are coming in. We have published, we have done several hackathons also. We did a hackathon with I4C. Currently, there is a hackathon which is live for Department of Mines using AI for identifying locations where minerals can be found. So with Geological Survey of India and Ministry of Mines, we have launched that hackathon, which is currently live. And there will be many more hackathons, many more innovation challenges. So all the startups, students, entrepreneurs who are there can participate. And many of these challenges, like even the foundational model, where the funding is quite substantial, therein we are not saying that you should be a company to build it. Even a group of researchers can think of making a proposal, applying it. And in case you get selected for funding, then we will give you 1 month to incorporate a company. So that way we are getting a lot of students, in fact global Indian students studying in Stanford, MIT, they have formed groups and they are applying for that. So I am sure IIT Delhi and our institutions will also have talented youth who will be doing that. Then the fifth pillar is about skilling. Like wherein we are giving fellowships to students under doing undergrad projects, doing MTech thesis and research scholars. So in AI, there are like around 500 scholarships for BTech students, for those students who are doing BTech projects. In fact, one of the students who got the fellowship from NIT Surathkal, in fact, last week he mailed us saying that his paper in AI has been selected for a conference called NCAAL. It's like one of the top conferences happening in New Mexico in the first week of May, and he sought that if he can get some funding support. So we also have got an approval that anyone who goes, whose paper in field of AI is selected for any conference with the H5 rating of above 100, they will be provided funding support. So again, the idea is to promote research, the idea is to provide support wherever it's needed and to ensure that we are able to push forward in this sector. Then we are also setting up data labs across the country, to train youth, especially in tier 2, 3 cities, in ITIs, in polytechnics, to become data annotators, to become data scientists, to become data analyst. We have planned for 200 such data labs. Around 30 of them are set up, and they are training youth across the country. Then the sixth pillar is of course about startups, which is where Unnati Accelerator comes in, wherein we have funding support for especially supporting startups at the pre-seed, seed and maturity stage. So there we are having two models. One is of course accelerators and incubators with whom we will co-invest. And now the Deep Tech Fund of Funds was also announced in the budget. So we are joining hands with DPIT in order to ensure that we work with identified accelerators and incubators and co-invest in startups. Then The fund of funds model is also there, which will ensure funding support to even mature startups so that they can get to other markets. We also launched, we took up when Honorable Prime Minister visited Paris for the AI Action Summit. Therein, there is an entity called Station F. Some of you would be familiar with. Station F is the world's largest startup ecosystem. T-Hub, of course, is close to that, but that Station F, we entered into a partnership and we had a call for expression of interest in which a lot of startups applied, and 10 of them have been selected to undergo an accelerator program at Station F in Paris. So they are currently undergoing the 3-week online program, and then they will go and spend 4 months in Paris, wherein they will get support from HEC Paris and Station F, and they will be connected to VCs and all to access funding and to showcase their applications. And last, not the least, the 7th pillar is about safe and trusted AI. How do we build responsible, ethical, safe, trustworthy AI? So for that, we have taken up several research projects. In fact, IIT Delhi is also a partner in some of the projects wherein we are building tools for in various themes. Some of the themes are detecting algorithmic bias, machine learning, identifying, detecting deep fakes, AI, watermarking AI generated content, privacy preservation, governance frameworks, certifying AI frameworks. So these tools are being developed by several academic institutions and startups across the country. And once developed, these tools will be available for any AI developer to check whether their application conforms to the responsible AI principles or not. So these are some of the things that we are doing on the AI mission, and I'm sure there's a lot to talk about it, but for want of time, and I know it's quite late, and there is a lot of value that happens in meeting each other, learning from each other. So I won't take more time and leave it at that.
Now, first of all, let me tell you, Abhishek Singh, AI working very fine. You know, remembering 7 pillars one by one and with great detail, I think I will forget it personally. So certainly, so thanks a lot. It's a very phenomenal activity the government is doing. I remember when the DST was launching the National Quantum Mission, and one of the chairmen there said to me, we may not have enough people working in quantum to even submit the proposal. And if we submit the proposal, there may not be enough people to evaluate the proposal. And to our surprise, and we were working very closely, 435 proposals were submitted within the country, and there were enough people to even evaluate the proposal, which shows the depth of talent which is available in the country. I'm glad that Mr. Singh spoke about the 200 plus proposals in development of LLM, even from the people from abroad who are applying for it. I think it's a great opportunity. You may be having an idea, you may be having a talent, you can come forward and apply. So institutions like IIT Delhi and ministry can certainly support you. The one last thing which I would ask you, and then maybe we take 1 or 2 questions max from the audience, is Unnati Ai is one of its kind, the accelerator, and how these kind of initiatives, which is more of a private and public initiative of its own right, and number of organizations are now coming together, how we can partner with National AI Mission, and what are the opportunities that we foresee? Because one of the role for the National AI Mission is propagating the AI to much larger public institutions and other places. So how do we do that? Is there any way or method to do that?
As I outlined, there are several opportunities for startups. And in fact, the easiest one is to, of course, get your startups, the ones that you are nurturing, the ones you are mentoring, the ones you are providing support, to build applications which are aligned with the national objectives. Number 2, whenever there is an opportunity of showcasing something, whenever you have built something, some startup, please do share so that we kind of connect you to the right department with which you can work with. Number 3, if there is any requirement of data sets, if you feel that I would build something if I get access to these kind of data sets, and you do believe that maybe some government department may be having that data sets. So the AI Kosh that we have launched is primarily towards that objective only, to provide data sets from all sources so that it's available there. So in case, and many departments are very reluctant to share data sets. So we are working with them. So in case you need something, please do let us know, we will do that. And then the startup pillar, in which we'll be identifying accelerators and incubators through which we'll be co-investing in startups. The Unnati Accelerator can very well become a part of that. Because ultimately, if you bring in, see, like the biggest challenge in the government is that maybe very often we do have money. Money is very often not a problem. But which startup to fund? How do you select them? And how do you mentor them? How do you guide them? So in that context, in fact, MSH works very closely. My friend, Mr. Paneerselvam is here. So they also work they support us in the startup pillar project. He will let you, and he comes with a lot of experience from T-Hub. So when we work with accelerators, incubators, when we have industry experts, then sometimes that's a better way to identify startups than we doing so. We might not be the best people to do that, whether to understand technology or whether to understand business plan or whether to understand future prospects. So working with the right kind of accelerators, and this problem can be solved. So I see a great possibility of initiatives like Unnati Accelerator in filling this gap. That is it.
Thank you very much, sir. Since we are already late, maybe we'll take 2 questions from the audience. Questions should be relevant, should be short, and please state your name and then you can ask the question.
Great initiative. This is Salil Chavda. I am a co-founder of a healthcare startup, My Easy Pharma Private Limited, DPIIT approved. The idea is to know, for my broader understanding, that is it a part of the greater initiative, which even Mr. Vaishnav also talked about, that India's tech, close on the heels of DeepSeek within the same week, and how exactly will it assemble in that, converge in that? Thank you.
Yes, it is the same initiative about which our minister spoke about, and the idea is to address all the gaps which are there, and to strengthen the efforts of researchers and startups like yours in order to ensure that we are able to build something which is state of the art, which is world class, which we can offer to the world as something that is built from India. We have done so in the case of digital public infrastructure. India is known for its Aadhaar, for its UPI, for its DigiLocker, and how technology is being used to transform governance. So the same initiative will come in AI. There is one project that we are implementing called Bhashini, which has enabled, which has transformed the way we work with languages. It's enabled speech-based service access. So we do believe that time will come when India will build a LLM, which will primarily be voice-enabled and not text-enabled. So that people will ask, like right now you type into a Grok or a ChatGPT or a Meta AI or a Llama or a DeepSeek. Instead of that, you should be able to speak to it. A farmer should be able to speak to an app or use a feature phone to talk to a toll-free number and ask that कि कल क्या मेरे खेत में बारिश होगी, या फसल में काट लूँ, या फिर मेरे मंडी में क्या कीमत चल रही है, and he should be able to get that reply back in voice. So if you are able to build a voice LLM which empowers people at the last mile, that will the value add that India will do.
So that's a challenge, I think. That's a challenge Mr. Singh has given to you. Yes. So this is a challenge for all the techies sitting here. So can you build a next generation voice as LLM? This is the requirement of the government. This is a requirement of the country.
Sir,
one more question we will take.
Sir, one last question from women entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Aditi from Eco Ratings.
Okay.
They are building a SLM for sustainability.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here today. So we are actually already building a small language model for the sustainability domain. Now we started in 23 and we've been building it now for 2 years. It's completely B2B, as you can imagine, because there is no other model that will work for us. But we just wanted to know the status of the India AI mission, and you've already told us a bit about that. We have applied for the grant. It's one of the few companies that have been working on it earlier. In terms of the data sets, I just wanted to say something, in fact not so much of a question. Even though I know sustainability data is not there in the country, give us that problem also, because there is a way to extract data for sustainability. And I think that is something also that we can work on, not just creation of the model. and we've taken your voice model to heart. So
Yeah, the first, with regard to if you have applied for the call for proposals for foundation models, so we have, the way we had structured is that every month we said the applications will be received 15th February, 15th March, 15th April. April deadline we had extended by a week, which is ending today, but today only we got some requests, so we had extended it till 30th April. So the idea is that we will be able to, we will call more proposals once we have completed the evaluations. In fact, when we launched on 30th January, I had thought we'll get 10, 12 applications. But by 15th February, we got 67 applications, out of which around 22 were for LLMs and 35 were for SLMs. So out of the 22 LLM ones, we have been able to evaluate, we have been able to complete that process. And the SLM ones, if you had applied before 15th February, then the SLM ones evaluations are going on this week. The health was a maximum. Out of the 45, 19 were from health. So the health domain presentations happened today. The remaining sectors will be doing it in the next few days. And if you had applied by 15th March, then you will come in the next batch. So we can blame it on us, but we are very constrained with the number of people who we have in our team who can actually look into it. And the proposals do require due diligence. We cannot just cursorily evaluate them. So we will be coming on it very soon. And you will be hearing from us. On the data piece for sustainability, very good idea. Please do let us know how you can do and what you can do, because that is something that we are needing on AI Kosh. And AI Kosh also, we had published an expression for interest for private entities for contributing data sets or for collaborating with us. So there also you can join.
thank you so much.
So this is an excellent idea, data for sustainability, even health tech, agri-tech. For I think everywhere they will require certain kind of data set which can go into the AI Kosh. So certainly consider us as your extended office for anything, any kind of evaluation. And one thing I want to say, it's always we hear that that's not enough happening in India. But one thing I am quite sure, in the next 10 years time, we'll produce more innovation than word can handle. अभी तक तो हम लोग अपनी पे आए नहीं हैं. अपनी पे आ जाए तो हम लोग इंडिया ला सकते हैं. क्यों नहीं ला सकते? So thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for coming here, and thanks a lot for all for waiting for the tea little longer. I think the tea is ready, and over to Ankit.
So just before we conclude, I would request Dr. Nikhil to kindly felicitate Abhishek sir. So thank you so much for making it. Thank you so much. Now that we end, I just want to give a token of gratitude to Mr. Sanjeev Kumar Mittal, Damodar Dani sir, Dr. Shikha Dhawan, Dr. Madhu Vasupalli, and Mr. Nalin Kohli. Thank you so much. All of you, you are our backbone, and that's why we are able to pull such events off. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. With that, we give a rest to today's evening. Finn, thank you.